Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to take a look at the Lenovo's latest budget entry, the IdeaPad 320 notebook, which is released a few months back, replacing the existing IP310 series. I've spent more than a week using this laptop and will share all of my thoughts about this model here. Before moving to that, I'd like to point out an important factor here. The entire IdeaPad 300 series are much better than the Lenovo's low-cost IdeaPad 110 series. I was very much satisfied when I was testing one of the IP310 model 2 months back, and you can check that review if you like. The link is provided in the description. Okay, let's find out how this new IP320 model fares for a casual user. Lenovo offers this model in a variety of hardware configurations, mainly differentiated by CPU model, graphic chipset, screen resolution, and storage capacity. The model which I am testing it today is based on Intel 6th generation i3 6006U CPU with HD Graphics 520 chipset. And here is the complete specification of my review unit. The IP320 comes in 6 different shades, and the one you are looking now is a black colored version. Like with most budget laptops, the IdeaPad 320's entire chassis is made using solid plastic with a non-reflecting surface. The top portion has a smooth matte finish and the bottom chassis has a rough texture with a dark grey shade, contributing a premium expression when viewed at some angles. The laptop surface is resistant to mild scratches and fingerprints to some extent. The top lid bends inside even under slight pressure, and you can't enjoy the rigidness of a metallic body at this price. And this will be the case with most entry-level notebooks present in the market. I strongly recommend users to keep the lid clear of any kind of heavy objects to prevent screen damage. I noticed a small panel gap on the front portion right below the trackpad area, but it's barely visible. Except this, fit and finish is reasonably good everywhere and provides a solid feel when lifting the laptop. The overall build quality is definitely better than the IdeaPad 110 model, but not much compared to the 310 series. I always prefer single-inch design in every laptop I buy, since it lasts really long than the regular ones and also provides ample amount of sturdiness when holding or tilting the screen without causing too much of bounciness. Luckily, we have this feature on our model. The laptop weighs close to 2.2 kilos and casts a slim profile at first glance, but it is quite bulky while viewing from the sides. Anyway, this is the case with most 15.6-inch budget notebooks. All the I/O ports are located on the left side of the laptop. We have the power jack, a LED indicator for battery status, a recessed Ethernet jack, full-sized HDMI, two USB 3.0 ports, a 3.5 audio jack, a USB Type-C slot, the fast-growing new type of connector operating at USB 3 speeds, an SD card reader slot, a tiny pinhole that acts as a recovery button in case if your laptop fails to boot normally or to enter the BIOS screen, and finally a power on status LED. On its right, we got DVD burner and a Kensington lock slot. An additional USB port over here would have greatly helped. Above the screen, a low resolution HD webcam and a microphone. The webcam quality is simply average and the videos images captured appears grainy even under moderately lit environment. There is adequate space between the USB slots and you can simultaneously connect two moderately sized USB devices without blocking one another. Lenovo equips a chiclet style keyboard on this model, and the layout is quite decent with sufficient space in between the keys and also has a separate numeric keypad. The keys are fairly sized with sufficient travel point and there is adequate resistance when pressed and provides a precise typing experience. The keys are low in height, a little more depth would have further enhanced the overall feedback. And don't expect the keys to be backlit, as we can't expect this feature at this price. The most frequently used backspace, enter, shift buttons are adequately sized, and thankfully there is a caps lock and num lock indicator light present on this model. The keyboard doesn't flex inside, under pressure, or when typing rigorously, telling about the good sign of overall build quality. The arrow keys are located well on this model, as was not the case in the IP310 series. If you are in the process of buying a new laptop for heavy text editing, you can happily buy this model for its very good typing experience. Touchpad surface is reasonably sized with buttons built into the surface and supports multi-gesture functions. The trackpad gave nice precise feedback while using. The single piece left-right button has a long travel point to register the clicks, but the operation is smooth and silent without the annoying loud click sound. The IP320's stereo speakers are placed at the bottom part, but the output don't get muffled when this laptop is placed on soft surfaces, as the speaker grills are slightly angled upwards to avoid such things happening. The sound output was crisp and clear, producing plenty of details, but it is not very loud. It fails to fill a small room, and I was craving for more volume when watching YouTube videos. I would rate the sound output as excellent if it has better loudness. I intentionally bought the 1080p display variant as I mostly prefer good text quality on whatever device I read on. Also, the Full HD screen can accommodate more content on a single page than the standard HD resolution display. You can save some money by selecting the low resolution versions if the text quality or the extra screen estate is not important for you. And coupled with the non-reflective anti-glare coating, the reading experience was much more engaging on this display. Here comes the bad part. The high pixel density screen is let down by the panel type used on this model. Yes, it's a TN panel that spoils the show here. The colors look completely washed out and the viewing angles were so poor, especially at the vertical tilt. As you can see, the content on the screen is now ready to scare you when looking at this angle. Users who have enjoyed IPS display will be immediately disappointed with this aspect. And this model is not suitable for any color critical tasks like editing photos or videos. And what makes more worse is its unimpressive brightness. And I can assure you will be forced to use 80 to 100% brightness level most of the time. The screen does not use PWM method across all brightness levels, and there will be no screen flickering on this model like the one on the right side. The screen leans back to about full 180 degrees, but I feel this feature to be less effective in real usage due to its poor viewing angles. Lenovo employs a low capacity 2-cell battery on this model. With balanced power profile enabled, the IP320 lasted around 4 hours when used only for web browsing or doing less demanding tasks like editing documents. The battery runtime reduced further to close to 2 hours when doing CPU intensive tasks. It took 2 hours to fully charge the battery, that is from 5 to 100%. The 6th generation i3 CPU on my test model performed really well in general tasks, and it never dragged even with 7 to 10 Chrome tabs open and was fairly responsive under low-level multitasking. But once you start doing CPU-intensive jobs like video rendering or editing, this CPU will leave you disappointed, and for such needs, I suggest other versions with i5 or i7 CPU. Full HD videos played smoothly, but it stutters terribly when running 4K videos or even 1080p video recorded at 60 fps. YouTube videos recorded at 1080p 60 fps play smoothly, but again 4K videos stuttered badly. And here are the scores achieved from popular benchmark softwares. This laptop remained quiet and temperature is well controlled under 60 to 65 degrees even at full load conditions, and the bottom case doesn't get excessively hot, leaving my lap unhurt when working for prolonged hours. The exhaust vents are located right above the keyboard area, just like in the premium notebooks. The air intake vents are placed at the bottom panel, and make sure you don't place the notebook on any soft surfaces as it will effectively block these vents. The integrated HD520 GPU is suited for lightweight games or running few demanding games that was released few years back. You can run some of the latest games at the lowest resolution with minimum details enabled. I also made a separate video testing various games on this laptop, and you can find the link in the description section right below this video. This model has no maintenance hatch and the entire casing has to be disassembled if you like to access the internal components. Even the battery is not user replaceable. Coming to the conclusion, well, the IdeaPad 320 model seems a safe option for users who are looking for a decent entry-level 15.6-inch notebook to handle everyday tasks. The few disappointments like poor color accuracy, average audio intensity, not so great battery runtime, and the lack of maintenance hatch may not be a big issue for most regular users. And here are the things that I liked very much in this laptop model. Thanks for watching. Give a thumbs up if you find this video useful and leave your thoughts, queries in the comment section and I'm going to reply for that. And consider subscribing my channel for more upcoming videos.